Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current. Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
En los titulares del noticiero de hoy, el ministro Luis Sabané comenta sobre los contratos otorgados a familiares de Oscar Mira. El activista Jeremy Enríquez presenta una solicitud de acceso a la información buscando detalles sobre el proceso de registración. NBC incorpora 2 nuevos autobuses a su flota e instala sistemas de monitoreo por cámaras para aumentar la seguridad de los pasajeros. Y el CACOS de CEOs lleva programa de reforestación a escuelas impulsando por 1 millón de árboles para el año de 2035. Estas y otras noticias a continuación en Plus News. Permanezcan en sintonía.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Bienvenidos a Plus News de hoy, jueves 11 de junio. Soy Leani González. Se ha revelado que durante los últimos 5 años se otorgaron contratos por un valor de $1.5 millones a la hermana del ex ministro de Defensa Nacional y Seguridad Fronteriza y actual ministro de Asuntos Interiores, Oscar Mira. Capturas de pantallas filtradas del sistema SmartStream muestran que entre diciembre del 2020 y agosto del 2025, la hermana de Mira, Jenny Shumba Mira, recibió aproximadamente $1.5 millones, en su mayoría proveniente del ministro de Defensa. Se cree que los contratos fueron otorgados para el suministro de vegetales. La mayoría de los pagos realizados a la hermana de Mira fueron inferiores de $10,000, lo que significa que no requirieron supervisión del Ministerio de Defensa. Ayer le preguntamos al colega de gabinete de Mira, Luis Sabané, su opinión sobre los contratos filtrados. Aunque el ministro Sabané evitó referirse directamente a los reportes relacionados con Mira, sí señaló que como ministro en función recuerda constantemente a su personal la importancia de desempeñar su trabajo con integridad, ya que están para servir al público y no a sí mismo.
I can only speak of things that are in my ministry and that I am aware of. We operate according to what the regulations are, and in fact, the team that's being built at the NBC, I can tell you, we have made it very clear to them that besides competence, which is very important, integrity is critical. A big thing that has adversely affected the industry has been issues where we can't have people who are doing their jobs fully and properly. And in the case of NBC, we are trying to make sure that we build our people so they can serve our customers as best as possible.
But do you agree that this is a long-standing practice governments before and the current government doing?
Oh, you mean in the case of the...
In the case of doing the transactions below $10,000 so it doesn't have to go through the scrutiny?
Well, I am new to the government system, so I don't know if that's the practice or not. We are here to do what has to be done, and that's what we do. So I can only speak again to what we do, and we have to do what is right. It's just as simple as that.
But there hasn't been any advice maybe from your senior colleagues being like, you know, you could do this, you could do that. If you want, you could send money through less than 10,000. Maybe they mentioned it to you?
No, I hope you record this and you put this there. People know who they're talking to when they're talking with me, right? I have my standards that I have maintained before I came into government, and by the grace of God, we will maintain them until we finish our service to our people. That's how I operate, and I believe and I hope that all my colleagues operate the same way, because that's why we were brought into government, because people have confidence in us that we will do the right thing, and that's not hard to do if you just go to work and know that you're serving people. Then it's not hard to do at all.
El activista beliceño Jeremy Enríquez ha presentado una solicitud bajo la Ley de Libertad de Información ante el Departamento de Elecciones y Límites Electorales buscando detalles sobre el proceso de redistritación. En una entrevista conducida a los medios a principios de este año, el primer ministro anunció que el gobierno estaría llevando a cabo un ejercicio de redistracción que debería completarse en el 2026. Enríquez señala que ha transcurrido la mitad del año y aún no existe ninguna actualización por parte del gobierno. El martes 9 de junio, Enríquez presentó formalmente la solicitud preguntando si ha logrado algún avance en relación con este proceso.
Yesterday, I submitted a Freedom of Information request to the Elections and Boundaries, basically to update or to provide some information as to the status of the redistricting process. The Prime Minister had promised that this would be done by the end of 2025, if not the end of 2026. So we're midway of 2026 and we're not hearing anything about the progress of the redistricting from the Elections and Boundaries Commission. And people have a right to transparency, and people have a right to know what is going on. How far have they reached? When is the timeline? What is the process like? What kind of mapping information are they using? All of those kinds of information we need to know, and the people need to be along with the process. So this work, they're working in secrecy, and I don't think that is fair, and I don't think it is right. This is the first time that we're requesting that information from the Elections and Boundaries Commission, and we hope for a positive response and for in line with transparency and accountability. We want to know what kind of analysis they're using, what kind of information, what are the demographic information that they're using, voter population, whether there's any statistical studies to guide the process, GIS mapping. We need to know that. They cannot be locking themselves in secrecy and avoiding. We've been down this road before, and the end result is to subject the Belizean public to another 5 years of unfair representation and unconstitutional election and representation that follows. We cannot continue to repeat that process. With redistricting was due over the past 2 decades, and the Elections and Boundaries Commission and the government has consistently failed, and this time we want to ensure that they get it right.
De acuerdo con la Ley de Libertad de Información, el Departamento de Elecciones y Límites Electorales dispone de 14 días para indicar cómo responderá a la solicitud presentada por Enríquez. Ayer, The National Bus Company presentó 2 nuevos autobuses eléctricos que se incorporan a su flota. Los nuevos autobuses forman parte de un proyecto más amplio que buscan sumar 18 unidades adicionales antes de finalizar el año. El ministro de Transporte realizó una breve ceremonia en inauguración en la ciudad de Belice para presentar las nuevas unidades y mostrar un moderno sistema de monitoreo por cámaras que será instalado en toda la flota. Cada autobús contará con 4 cámaras destinadas a monitorear tanto a los conductores como a los pasajeros.
We have 2 of 20 buses that we're bringing in to the fleet to replace the older buses that are there. You'll get an opportunity to take a good look at the 2 MCI buses. In addition to that, we want to show the camera system that we're putting inside the buses that will help us in a number of ways. We'll be able to monitor the bus from a control room and know where it is on the highway system across the country, and be able to tell things like the speed of the bus, also to see if there are any standees in the bus, what's happening inside the bus, monitor the performance of the driver and the conductor. That is a very, very important innovation for us, as it helps us with managing the operations of the company, and also with, of course, providing better service to our commuters that are our customers. So these are some of the nicer buses. The 2 buses you're seeing here were refurbished in 2016, so you'll see them for yourselves. And we have a new category called premium, right? So we've had the express buses and of course the regular runs. The premium now will be for buses that are 7 years or younger, meaning that we want the highest quality buses. They'll have Wi-Fi and all of that. These buses are still not in that category yet, but these will be for express runs. And again, it's just information to the public that NBC is doing what it said it would do, and hopefully by August, September, we could get in most of those 20 buses that we are planning to bring in.
When we decided on implementing this initiative, it came because of the amount of complaints we were receiving. Of course, there are standees, as the minister had said, the driving patterns, commuter safety had to be the first step for it. And so we invested in having the telematics installed. So at our control center, we'll be able to see driver patterns, whether or not there are standees on the buses. And of course, it goes in tandem with our system that we have at the office, where commuters can call in and say that these are the several issues that they're experiencing on the road, and we're able to track it based on the bus route that they have. So it's in order to ensure that we have a better commuter experience and also the safety of our commuters on the road.
El ministro de Transporte, Luis Sabané, indicó que uno de los principales beneficios del nuevo sistema será evitar que los autobuses transporten pasajeros de pie.
In most other jurisdictions, developed countries, standees are allowed on city buses because the buses don't surpass a certain speed. So in the event of some accident, or people will not be harmed. But when you're talking highway speeds, 55 miles an hour, in some countries 65 or more, people are to be seated and have on their seat belts. And this is where we're going, National Bus Company, to be able to bring these things on gradually so that we can provide that kind of service to our commuters. The problems that have us where we are have occurred over 22 years, since 2004. And it occurred because subsequent departments of transport, ministers of transport, gave out more and more road service permits, and that crowded the market. So from 2 operators then, the Novello Group and James, to 31 bus operators just before March of this year. That has meant a lot of difficulties. We create our own problems in terms of speeding, poor service to our customers, trying to get out of the same market a lot more, and so the operators cannot be sustainable. So with the model that we've used with National Bus Company, now we're able to rationalize the routes, be able to know where to put our buses, and in such a way that we don't need to have a racing for standees. The standees occurred because you have people who are racing past each other and trying to fill up the buses as much as you can, and that also is an environment for corruption, because then if you can't monitor your conductors properly, that is where a lot of monies are siphoned off. So the model of not having standees in this case is a good financial model as well as in terms of safety. So this camera system that we're putting in will be able to help us do that.
Nos vamos a la pauta del momento y regresamos con más.
Flowers are more than petals and stems. They are messages. They speak when words fall short. At Bow and Our Flowers, every arrangement tells a story of love, gratitude, comfort, and celebration of moments that matter. From heartfelt condolences to joyful milestones and everyday surprises, we treat your moments as if they are our own. We're more than a flower shop. We create customized gift baskets filled with adorable items, making every gift truly unforgettable. At Bow and Our Flowers, our promise is simple: quality, heart, and arrangements that create long-lasting memories. Visit us in Nopan or Spanish Lookout. Contact us. Bow and Our Flowers, where every flower has a purpose and every gift hits the heart.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie Power Tools, Charbroil Barbecue Grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 Benny's.
Belize Electricity Limited is pleased to announce the holding of its 2025 annual general meeting at the BEL corporate headquarters at 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize City, Belize, at 3:00 p.m. on Thursday, June 18, 2026. For registration purposes, shareholders are advised to bring along a valid identification such as a Social Security card. Shareholders who are unable to attend may choose, and we encourage you to exercise this right, to appoint your proxy, or you can simply appoint the company's executive chairman or the corporate secretary as your proxy to represent you at the AGM. Proxy forms can be submitted at the BEL corporate headquarters at 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway or via email at shares@bel.com.bz no later than 5:00 p.m. on June 16, 2026. For more information or assistance, contact BEL's Securities Officer at 501-227-0954, extension 1512.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Flowers are more than petals and stems. They are messages. They speak when words fall short. At Bow and Our Flowers, every arrangement tells a story of love, gratitude, comfort, and celebration of moments that matter. From heartfelt condolences to joyful milestones and everyday surprises. We treat your moments as if they are our own. We're more than a flower shop. We create customized gift baskets filled with adorable items, making every gift truly unforgettable. At Bow and Arrow Flowers, our promise is simple: quality, heart, and arrangements that create long-lasting memories. Visit us in Naupan or Spanish Lookout. Contact us. Bow and Arrow Flowers, where every flower has a purpose and every gift hits the heart.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie Power Tools, Charbroil Barbecue Grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 Benny's.
Belize Electricity Limited is pleased to announce the holding of its 2025 annual general meeting at the BEL corporate headquarters at 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, Belize City, Belize, at 3:00 p.m. on Thursday, June 18, 2026. For registration purposes, shareholders are advised to bring along a valid identification such as a Social Security card. Shareholders who are unable to attend may choose, and we encourage you to exercise this right, to appoint your proxy, or you can simply appoint the company's executive chairman or the corporate secretary as your proxy to represent you at the AGM. Proxy forms can be submitted at the BEL corporate headquarters at 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway or via email at shares@bel.com.bz no later than 5:00 p.m. on June 16, 2026. For more information or assistance, contact BEL's Securities Officer at 501-227-0954, extension 1512.
Una madre de familia de la ciudad de Belice enfrenta múltiples cargos criminales tras un presunto altercado ocurrido en un establecimiento comercial y un incidente posterior con agentes policiales durante su detención. Ana Celia Jocelyn Castillo, de 44 años, compareció esta mañana ante el Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice, donde se le leyeron 5 cargos, incluyendo agresión agravada con arma blanca contra Cailla Flores, así como varios delitos contra agentes policiales, entre ellos resistencia al arresto, agresión agravada, causaron lesiones y uso de lenguaje insultante. El incidente con arma blanca ocurrió a principios de esta semana en Dean Street, mientras que los demás cargos se derivan de un arresto en su residencia ubicada en West Street. Castillo se declaró inocente, afirmando ante la corte que ella fue quien resultó atacada y que actuó en defensa propia. A pesar de haber manifestado inicialmente que preferiría permanecer detenida, se le concedió libertad bajo fianza. La fianza fue fijada a $4,000 más 2 fiadores de $2,000 cada uno. Además, deberá presentarse una vez por semana en la estación de policías Princess One, comenzando este viernes. Tras obtener la libertad de bajo fianza, Castillo insistió su inocencia y afirmó que acudió a una tienda cuando se produjo una confrontación, por lo cual actuó en defensa propia. También alegó haber sido víctima de maltrato durante su arresto, señalando que un agente la lesionó un pie y que un oficial masculino utilizó fuerza excesiva contra ella. Castillo añadió que planea presentar una denuncia formal contra los agentes involucrados.
I was the caretaker of a young lady that was in Mr. Sam's shop, come and buy. I come and buy, and she come and buy too. But you know when problem, the kids will walk around and make problem. And she say I have a knife at her with a pepper spray. But I not do that. But I have pepper spray and my bora. I never have no knife because I know me there right now.
Okay, so what are the issue?
The issue, and then the police look like them fishy man come pick up me. So the police choke me, haul one on my breast, and I bite out the hand.
Are you gonna
I want to sue there. Yes, I go to make a report right now. When I go sign in on Friday.
And you were offered bail with conditions of signing. I mean, do you think that necessary?
I don't think so neither. But you know, they do it because the police, once they don't have money that believes, they don't make it here.
Las conversaciones sobre identidad indígena en Belice suelen generar debates sobre cuáles grupos étnicos estuvieron primero en el territorio y qué implicaciones tienen sobre esto para el derecho sobre la tierra. En muchos casos, las comunidades mayas y garífunas han estado en el centro de estas discusiones. Ahora el Consejo Nacional Criol de Belice deja claro que el pueblo criol también debe tener participación en este debate. En una declaración reciente, la organización solicitó un mayor reconocimiento de la historia, herencia y vínculos ancestrales de los criollos con distintas comunidades del país, mientras buscan una voz más fuerte en temas relacionados con tierra e identidad indígena. El Consejo sostiene que los criollos forman parte de los pueblos fundadores de Belice y poseen profundidades raíces históricas en comunidades de todo el territorio nacional. La declaración menciona comunidades como Plasencia, Saite River, Gales Point, Monkey River, Ciudad de Belice, Mascal, Guinea Grass, More Tomorrow y otras. Según el Consejo, el tema va más allá de determinar quién posee la tierra. El presidente del Consejo Nacional Criol, Wilford Félix, afirma que la discusión está relacionada con el respeto y la igualdad de trato que merece el pueblo criollo.
This is not just about land. The land happens to be the current issue where we face. But this declaration that the National Creole Council has made, they're not just something new. This is a discussion that we've been having for several years now, and we finally come to an assertive conclusion unanimously that we are now moving forward with. So it's not just about land. It's not just about whatever clarification needs to be made with regarding to the boundaries of villages like Plasencia and St. Bite, and in the other part, City River and Hopkins. It's not just about the boundaries. It's about the mutual respect that Creole people deserve. We will extend this press release into a series of educational disclosures, particularly in the villages that are currently affected, as well as the other indigenous Creole villages across Belize. Creole, they're not just where, oh, you said that you're a Creole. Just like how Garifuna can trace lineages, just like how the Yucatec Maya and the Kekchi Maya can trace lineages, so too can the Creole people. And so the establishment of, or the identification of us being indigenous is with the basis of the research that has been done in terms of our lineage. And this is how we can now unequivocally state that Belize Creole people have ties to the Musqueam nation, not just historically, but still presently. We want our Belizeans to understand that the root of what we're aiming for is truth and rights, equal rights and justice, freedom, justice, and equality. That's all we're after. And to assert ourselves in what the actual historical records are, not what's made up, not what the propaganda, but what the actual facts are regarding Creole, regarding our roots, and regarding our indigeneity.
La isla de San Pedro enfrenta actualmente un serio problema con la llegada masiva de sargazo. Grandes cantidades de esta alga marina están llegando a las costas de la isla y los residentes aseguran que la situación parece más severa que la experimentada en el 2025. La acumulación constante del sargazo ha empeorado durante las últimas semanas, generando preocupación entre residentes y sectores relacionados con el turismo. A estas preocupaciones se suma el hecho de que el martes por la noche residentes reportaron que el sargazo alcanzó por primera vez la costa oeste de la isla, evidenciándose la magnitud del problema. La semana pasada, el ministro Anthony Maurer, quien forma parte del subcomité gubernamental sobre el sargazo, comentó que será necesario un esfuerzo regional para enfrentar esta situación.
Do you feel hopeless in the face of that problem?
Some days, because I don't think we're looking at this heavily as a region, and I push it personally in both meetings for Central America and the Caribbean. But I don't think we have worked on this collectively and with science behind it to see how we can deal with it. The scientists say that it's coming out of the Amazon and then out of the Sargasso Sea and a whole pile of things. So we just have to try. It's, if you can see Playa del Carmen, we got lucky over the last month or so, and most of it went up to Mexico, and they are taking a beating right now, and they have much bigger budgets, and they have the Coast Guard working and all kind of thing to try to, and it still just keeps coming because you can't work 24/7 in that environment. So by the time you wake up in the morning, a boatload or a beach load of sargassum has washed up on the beaches, right?
Ayer se realizó la primera actividad de una serie nacional de visitas escolares bajo el programa de reforestaciones del CACOS del CEO, el cual mediante la iniciativa Green in Belize busca plantar 1 millón de árboles para el año 2035. El Ministerio de Desarrollo Sostenible, Cambio Climático y Manejo de Desechos Sólidos lanzó la actividad en la Escuela Católica Nuestra Señora de Fátima en Roaring Creek. El programa involucra a estudiantes mediante actividades de siembra, separación de residuos y educación ambiental. Las visitas escolares forman parte de una serie de actividades programadas mensualmente en todo el país. El CEO de Ministro, Milagros Matus, explicó que el programa va más allá de plantar árboles, ya que busca empoderar a los jóvenes como futuros guardianes del medio ambiente.
So the program here today, CEO Caucus, is basically launching the first Greening Belize program in schools. The intention is to do this throughout all the schools countrywide. We intend to plant trees in the school compounds and also to place bins throughout the schools and to also sensitize the children about keeping the place clean and green. Schools are very important. The children are the future of our country. We need to get them engaged from very young. So that is why we are sensitizing this particular population. Of course, this program extends the children and the classroom setting. We're trying to get public sector involved, also and private sector involved in this initiative by signing MOUs, but we felt like focusing on the students and children would have been a greater impact. Of course, you know that the CEO Caucus can't go to every school, but the Department of the Environment and the Department of Forestry, they're doing their part to tackle all the schools. We have an intention also to cover all public parks and all public areas. So all those areas when you're entering the border, to beautify those areas. So that's the intention, to work with the city councils, the town councils, to get the trees growing.
Hasta el momento, el Ministerio continúa realizando evaluaciones para determinar cuántos árboles ya han sido sembrados en relación con la meta nacional de 1 millón de árboles. El CEO Matus hizo un llamado a la población para que contribuyan a mantener a Belice verde.
Well, right now we are doing an assessment, almost like a census of trees throughout the country of Belize to determine exactly how many trees we have. And then thereafter, we intend to be able to have a better understanding of exact on how we are with the numbers. But the intention is for the next few months to continue collecting data to ensure that the cover structures within the country, within the government of Belize are up and running and that we have seedling production and that kind of thing. We're working on a Greening Belize app so that the public can also join us in this initiative because we can't do it by ourselves. So I would like to encourage the public to not to cut down the trees, to grow trees, to support us too, because we will be planting trees in public areas. So if you see the plant in need of a little water, give it a little water. We also want to encourage the public to keep the place clean. We're putting bins throughout the country. We're working along with the town councils, the village councils, to ensure that there are bins located, especially in public spaces. But we really need the public to cooperate and put the garbage in the right place.
Y esas fueron las noticias del día de hoy. Pueden ver la repetición a las 7 de la noche. Yo soy Liani González.